Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here today. First, just want to address Coach Mullins being absent. Obviously, we send our best wishes to her, and we're going to continue forward. And the same goal that she has, we'll continue with Holly and I leading the program. And then, obviously, about season, we're super excited. We returned most of our team. We're ready to get out there and get going this Friday, and excited to see what this group's going to do.
Questions?
Hey, Taylor, this is John Johnson from the Dothan Eagle. Can you kind of take us through how you will oversee the team while Beth is gone? Will you have communication with her daily? Is she able to do that? What's kind of the game plan?
No, obviously she's not with us right now, so we will do all of that. Obviously, we will communicate everything. Holly and I are obviously leading this, and we will communicate with the team. We will be doing all of that, and then obviously we have Sandy and Brent over us that will obviously make sure that everything is going good.
Gotcha. I wanted to ask about a couple of players that are from our immediate area. There's three of them I was going to ask you about. Let's start with Ansley Finch. I'll just talk a little bit about her role with the team this year.
Yeah, she's a great outfielder and great hitter, and she had an impact last year, and we're expecting her to continue that this year. She has a big role in our team, obviously being in the outfield, and she will continue to lead us offensively and continue to step up. I think that's one thing she started to do a little bit last year and struggled at the end of the year, and this year, obviously, I expect her to continue to get even better.
Libby Baker, I'm sure she's going to have a key role on the pitching staff.
Yeah, we're expecting Libby to step up and help out Leanna. She is definitely an asset to us. She definitely does something a little bit different than Leanna, so that complements her. And we're excited to see what she does, obviously with the bat as well. She's a really good player that we're excited to see hopefully step up and be a key asset to our program.
Is that someone who's improved, since her freshman season? Do you see the growth in her?
Yes, definitely can see the growth in her mentally, and then obviously she's just going to get better and better throughout.
And the last one I'd like to ask you about is Blake Gibson.
Yeah. Blake, obviously we're excited to get her from Liberty. She has the same experience we did, obviously making it to regionals, so that's something that's awesome to bring to our team. She can really swing the bat, has lightning in her barrel, and just kind of excited to see where she kind of can fit in and obviously get some playing time. And
Thanks very much. I appreciate you.
Okay. Well, obviously, I said she has lightning in her barrel. We're excited to see where she can kind of come into play with our team. And like I said, she brings experience that sometimes you just can't teach experience. So we're excited to have her.
Thank you.
Coach Nick Brooks with WTVY. Kind of talk, how's the team handling not having Coach Mullins here for the near future?
Yeah, obviously I'm sure it's a little probably scary to them. I think that they obviously trust Holly and I, and they're, knowing that what Coach Mullins did was really courageous, and they respect that, and they obviously want Coach Mullins healthy. And so that's something that you can definitely tell within them. I think they obviously really do care about her as a person, and they have a lot of respect for her as a coach. And so just knowing that they just want her healthy, and then excited to see her come back and obviously possibly help out the program.
A lot of success from last season. How can that be carried over to this season?
Yeah, we had a lot of success. I mean, obviously it was very historic, and we returned most of our team. Obviously, the majority of the players, the starting players, were all returners, and so we're excited. We added some young people, some freshmen that will bring some experience, but just kind of going forward, we have obviously the pitching and the defense pretty much returned the same, and then offensively we have some people step up, and we're excited to kind of see where it goes from here.
All right, last thing I have, just what's the mindset heading into your weekend tournament?
We're just ready to compete as one. I mean, obviously we've been scrimmaging against each other, and that just gets, kind of gets a little old. You get tired of seeing the same pitchers, and the pitchers get tired of seeing the same hitters over and over. So we're excited to all get to wear the Troy jersey and play together as one and kind of go out there and see what we can do, and obviously continue to build on our success from last year.
Coach Josh Botwell with the Troy Messenger. Can you talk a little about how you and Coach Horne are going to handle the co-interim duties and also the chemistry you guys have together working the last couple of years?
Yeah, we have a great chemistry. We get along great. I think that's one thing that we always bounce things off each other. We're going to go in this together. We're obviously want what's best for the program, and we're going to keep that at heart. And then as far as duties, I mean, I'll do pitching and defense, and I'll do hitting and defense, and Coach Holly will do pitching as normal. And then obviously the administrative roles, obviously that's things that we kind of had to adjust, and we will handle that and continue to go forward with that.
My last one, both your dad and brother are head coaches. Are you kind of going to lean on them for advice and help with that?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously my dad has experience that not many have, and so having him in my corner is something I'm really, really grateful for. And then I've had a lot of head coaches reach out to me that that have mentored me obviously throughout and continue to reach out, and they just obviously are supporting me and Coach Holly, and they want us to be successful, so they're going to obviously help out if they can.
Coach Justin Mcleod from Extra Inning Softball here. I want to ask you a couple of things about your team. First of all, coming off of last year, how much momentum do you feel like this team has in the postseason and breaking through that ceiling that hadn't been broken through for quite a few years? How much momentum do you feel like they're carrying over from last year?
Yeah, they're definitely still rolling with that. I mean, obviously it's been 25 years, and so that's something that obviously you can't really put into words with that. They obviously know that what they did was awesome and something that will be remembered forever and cherished, and they're ready to go out there and do it again. I think they obviously were hungry at the end of the year last year, knowing that we were that close, and so knowing that we're going to carry that into this year, we're going to build off of it and continue to get better. And obviously that our expectation is to make regionals again, whether it's an at-large, whether it's winning the conference tournament or winning the conference outright. We're willing to do that. We obviously want to make it back to regionals.
I know you're a hitting and defense coach by nature, but I got to ask you, having a pitcher like Leanna Johnson, how nice is that for you as a coach, for y'all as a coaching staff, to know you've got that reliable arm in the circle that can go out there and win games for you, 1-0, 2-0, and get you a win?
Yeah, she's definitely a competitor, and I love that about her. She always wants the ball, and she's going to go out there and compete. And so knowing that we have that obviously is really awesome. I think that also it makes our team better. I mean, we have to face that in scrimmages all the time, so she just makes our hitters better, even better. So knowing we have that is obviously awesome, and knowing that we have others to help her so she can be great at the end of the season is also really important. So obviously really grateful that we have her.
Ask you about your specialty here, the offense. You returned some key offensive pieces. I asked you about the momentum from last year. How nice is it to bring back those offensive pieces to know, instead of, okay, we'll see, to know, okay, this is what we're getting from player X or player Y?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it is a new team, but we returned, pretty much 7 to 8, depending on what lineup we looked at, of our hitters from last year. So that's obviously really awesome to kind of go into that, and knowing what we're going to get from Kelly Horne, knowing what we're going to get from Jade, those are key pieces. And obviously knowing that usually Jade leads us off and she's very consistent, and that trickles down the lineup. And so that is one thing that I'm really excited to see, ready to kind of put one lineup together that obviously we're all going together. We're not having to go against each other. We're not having to split them up on scrimmage teams. So seeing what they can do, together, and continue to build off that.
Last one for me. First weekend opening at home. What do you want to see from this team this weekend to start the year and to be able to build on the rest of the way?
Yeah, I just want to see them go out there and compete, enjoy playing, getting to play together, and kind of go 1-0. I mean, this is what they've been working for this whole off season, the summer, the fall, the preseason, and they are ready for whatever is thrown at them. And I'm excited to see them go out there, compete, and just be excited to represent Troy the way that they should.
Hey, this is John Johnson from the Dothan Eagle. The first obvious question is, what was it like being named the preseason pitcher of the year in the Sun Belt? What did you feel like when you heard that?
It was a big honor. I really am appreciative of it. Just excited to have that honor, such a big name, preseason pitcher of the year. We have a lot of good pitchers, a lot of good talent in the Sun Belt. So just to be at the top of that is really nice, and I was just very appreciative of it and can't wait to just go to work and make it happen in the end.
I know you're a veteran now on the roster, but I know you're always trying to improve yourself. What have you worked on during the off season, and what do you maybe bring different to the table this year?
Yeah, me and Coach Holly, we always go hard in the bullpen, working on spots, low spots, high spots, just making sure that we can hit them at any time in the game, just working on different spin pitches, stuff like that. So I think I have a lot to bring to the table this year and just be even better than before and get a lot of wins for my team.
Okay, I'll ask a couple here. I just asked Coach Smartt about having a reliable arm like you in the circle. Is that something you feel in those 1-0, 2-0 games? Do you feel, I'll use the word pressure to, keep your team in it? Because, you've done it over the past 3 years. Or is that something you're not so conscious of?
I wouldn't say I'm super conscious of it, but there is that little bit of pressure that I do feel on me sometimes. But I know just everybody playing behind me, my defense does a great job making plays, and I know that they're going to get it done behind me. I like the pressure. I think it makes me better. So I'll say there's a little bit, but, it's always a good thing to have.
Is thriving under that kind of pressure the way you've always been, or is that something that's developed more later in your career or since you got to college or something?
I'd say it's always been, coming from small town at Brantley, there was really just me on the staff those couple of years that we made it really far. So I would say that I felt it a lot there, just being pretty much the only one. Now that we have a staff, I don't feel it as much, but there still is that some sort of pressure there. So I'd say I've felt it pretty much my whole career.
What ways do you feel like you've grown and are different now than you were when you came in as a freshman in 19?
Definitely mentally grown. I think being mentally strong for the game of softball is really tough, and it's something that you have to have. I think whenever I came in as a freshman, seeing my growth from then has just been a lot, and just being more of a top leader for this team, and keeping everybody on board on the same page and just working together for one main goal.
A couple of quick more ones for me. Tell me about the experience to postseason last year. What was that like to make the postseason, to hear your name called, and then you get to pitch in the tournament, etc.?
Like no other. Sitting in there with all of my teammates in our team room and hearing, Troy University get called, heading to a Tuscaloosa regional, it was just extraordinary. Honestly, we went crazy. Just a feeling of unsureness when we got there, and then ready to go back to work for that week and then go play games and ultimately get a win. It was something that we definitely want to feel again and will for sure work towards, but it was just a crazy feeling, and I'm excited to feel that again.
Last one for me. What do you want to see from yourself and from your team this season?
I really just want to see consistency. I think we're at our best when we're just consistent from game 1 to game 56 or however many we play in a season. I think that's when we're at our best, not really getting too high, not getting too low. So really just staying consistent, playing our game, and going one pitch at a time, winning one game at a time.
I'll start actually asking you about the tournament last year. Can you tell me what making the tournament, hearing your name called on Selection Sunday, and playing in the tournament was like for you?
Yeah, just like Leanna just said, it was an amazing experience for all of us, and just being in that room and hearing our name called was just a dream come true. We absolutely celebrated like it was no other, and then going to regionals was also an amazing experience, playing against some really competitive teams up there, and we just really enjoyed it. It was a great stage, and that's what we've been working on all fall and all preseason, is to get ready to get back there and work through the conference and work through some tough games on our schedule to hopefully be back in our regional this year.
You're a junior eligibility wise, but you've been there for a minute.
Yes.
Having been there as long as you have, the red shirt and the COVID year and all that, how much do you take on that leadership role of somebody who's, in your 5th year playing now? Is that something you embrace? Is that something that just kind of comes naturally? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think early on in my career, it wasn't something that came as naturally as it does now. I am a 5th year. I am definitely one of the older players, and I've been here a very long time. So I think I just know how this program works. I understand how our coaches go, and I just understand what makes this program great. And I think that's what my leadership skills come from. I think it comes a lot more naturally now, just by how much older I am, and just the way that I can lead others and communicate with the younger girls and just be a leader, especially for our offense.
How's the team responded to Coach Mullins having to step away and the co-interim head coaches? Is that something that you've all kind of banded together? Is it something that's kind of taking you all by surprise, you kind of had to react to? Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, caught us by surprise, but we absolutely have her back and we just want her. We want the best for her and we are always in her corner. But as a team, we are going to band together and we have already done that. And we're excited to get back out there this week and get ready to go for this weekend. And, our goals are the same. We want to be in a regional. We want to win conference and want to win the conference tournament as well. But yeah, we've definitely banded together. We have each other's backs and I think that will be very evident this weekend on the field.
Couple of quick ones more for me. I asked Coach Smartt about the momentum from last season. I want to know your perspective on that. Do you feel like you guys have a lot of momentum coming off of making the tournament last year, or do you like maybe this clean slate start from square one this year?
No, I mean, well, I definitely think we have a lot of momentum coming into this year, but I do think that this is also a brand new team. We added a lot of talented freshmen. We have a lot of returners, so it's just finding that mix and figuring out what lineup is going to work well and who is going to step up in some certain roles, score some runs, make some plays, maybe pitch the ball pretty well. And so I think that will be what's really key these first 4 weekends before conference. But as a team, yeah, we have a lot more experience, especially in postseason this year. So I think that'll be very key for us later on into April and May this year.
I asked you a lot of team questions. I want to ask you about yourself. You kind of broke out last year, to use a phrase. What really clicked for you last year that helped you? You just performed so well. What was there something in particular? Was it a lot of things?
I have a few hitting keys that I just tell myself when I get into the box, but they're just very, very simple things like see the ball and hit it hard and work up the middle, just little things like that. But as far as a mental approach, I always have to focus on my teammates. If I get too much on myself or think about my success or failures, that is when I do not play my best. So this year, just remembering that from an early stage of that my role on this team is to be a leader and to let the stats be as what they will be and let the successes and failures go as they will.
Last one for me. What do you want to see from yourself, from your team this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious from us three who have been up here today that we want to be back in regional, we want to be back in postseason, and we definitely want to be highly competitive in the conference. We want to win that conference. It's something we've been working for each year that I've been here. And as far as me individually, I just want to pick up right where I left off last year. I just want to stay consistent, be a leader, and have a good mental mindset each game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a couple of quick questions. Nick Brooks with WTVY. What is the identity of this offense? What are they looking like this season in your eyes?
Yeah, this is a very powerful offense. I know our scrimmages have been very high scoring and we can hit the ball for doubles. We've actually been hitting a pretty good amount of home runs this preseason, so that's been good to see from us. So we have the ability to score a lot of runs and score a lot of runs in a hurry. We tend to have breakout innings. We'll score 4 or 5 in an inning. So I think that's what's really exciting about this year is that this is one of the most explosive offenses that I've been around since I've been here.
And to kind of go off that explosive offense, does facing Leanna and some scrimmages, does that kind of help when you're facing other pitchers and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I told her the other day, we walked in the locker room and I was like, I am so tired of facing you. And she was like, I'm so tired of facing you. And, it just makes us better. She's such a great pitcher and, she challenges us on both sides of the plate and she's been working on some stuff this fall and then into preseason that has kept us off balance a lot. But, when you get to face the preseason pitcher of the year each day, that's going to make you a whole lot better going into preseason games and then definitely in the conference tournament as well.